I'm here interviewing a property owner that was stuck with a fair housing claim and then ended up in a lawsuit with HUD and the Department of Justice over an employee not knowing how to handle an emotional support animal request properly. Anyways, what can you tell us about the backstory about this?
Yeah, this is a little bit of a crazy story. So 2008, May of 2008 just is when we actually got fined with all this stuff. But before this, we purchased this property. It was about a 72 unit complex, and we had put a new manager in it, and I think a lawyer firm or attorney firm that was working for Idaho Housing were testers and calling around to be able to find out things, and they'd called our manager and had said, hey, we have a emotional support animal or something, and he specifically said, yeah, no, we don't allow any pets. And I think they did that 3 or 4 times, and it was all recorded, and it was just an eye-opener for us. At the end of the day, we ended up paying a little over $60,000 plus our attorney fees and all kinds of fun stuff, and so it was a huge eye-opener for us on the importance of either training these guys, our managers, for how to handle that properly, or by going a different route and figuring out something different. So.
And like you said, you're the property manager in this case was newer at this, correct?
Yeah.
And he, of course, he'd been aware of all the rules on the property, and that there was a no pets policy, but just hadn't gotten to that level of in depth of how an emotional support animal request works. And
yeah, had no idea on that, and to be honest, I don't know that we knew a ton about that either with it. We had heard about things that were happening, and it just really wasn't that big of a thing that we knew about. And so it was, here he is, a new manager, he's never managed before, and we put him into this, and so he's got a million things hitting him, and it just so happens that it lined up not so perfect for this tester to call our guy.
Right. And even being in the emotional support animal and accommodations request space, there's a lot of nuances on what you can say, what you can't say, when you call it an animal, when you call it a pet, and obviously for a new property manager that'd be a lot, and for the owners knowing that a lot. So would this have been a lot easier for you if there had been a way to just tell him, hey, any accommodation requests dealing with animals, would be covered by OurPetPolicy, and just refer him to them?
100%. So I think about what your program is that you have is that takes that stuff off his plate. He can be an expert in helping people getting into the apartments, making sure he's lining up the cleaning people to get the apartments ready, to get them rented. There's just so many things, deposits, all, making sure the contract is great. Where I think one of your greatest strengths for us would have been, and obviously hindsight is 2020, would have been just, oh, you have an animal? Great. You just need to call this number and get this taken care of through these guys. Let us work on what we know. So, no question, would have been awesome.
Okay.
Would have saved us a lot of money.
And a lot of headache, I presume.
Oh yeah, it was dragged over a certain amount of time, and then you've got to go to court. You're talking to them on the phone. You have to do everything through your attorney and all of that stuff. And so I would easily say we were well over $80,000. That had we had the opportunity just to, hey, here you go. You guys take this part of things. Let our manager learn all these other things about it, and then being able to have you guys run that would have been huge for us. Like I said, hindsight's 2020, right?
Right.